Legal deal or any legal gun store, you're gonna get that background check no matter what.
Well, one of the things that I think it's important to remember is that this entire narrative of what people think that we're calling for has kind of been skewed in the past few months. We're not calling for a ban on all guns. We're not attacking the Second Amendment, right?
So what would you like? What would you like to see legislation?
One thing we'd like to see is universal background checks across the country, so that we can
What does that entail? How would you implement a background check system? What would you do?
So, for example, everybody needs to be checked through our, like, for example, ATF systems. It just has to be much more extensive than it already is. We do have, like, preliminary systems that are already set right now. We're not acting like there's nothing there. We're not acting like there is no gun control. But obviously, we've seen that it's not enough, and we're not trying to take guns from everyday people like you guys, right? We believe in your rights to own a firearm. We just want to make sure that people who are not fit to own weapons that have the potential to kill people, citizens, our fellow people, we just want to make sure that they don't get access to that when they're not in the right state to do so. So, like, people who have been convicted of violent crimes, people who have mental health issues. Like, we just want to make sure across the country those have been thoroughly part of that.
All right, both people you just named are prohibited persons on 4473 from owning a weapon.
Yeah, but the background check process in this country hasn't been, it's not blanketed, it's not universal.
So would you like to see background checks extended to private party? What would you like to see happen?
We'd like to see it extended to private party to the point, but one of the things that we want to do is close the gun show loophole.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The gun show loophole is otherwise known as a private party transfer. You can go to, the reason it's called a gun show loophole is because you can go to a gun show, someone who's a private entity, me, John Doe, as a person wants to sell a gun to someone, Jane Doe. It's not saying me, gun store X as a business wants to sell a firearm. That's what the gun show loophole is. It's a private party transfer. So you're saying you would like to see private parties be forced to go through 4473 or some sort of background?
Yes, we would, because it doesn't matter who's selling the gun. It's still a gun. It doesn't make the gun any less dangerous. It doesn't make the potential of harm that it could cause any less. Okay. It's still a gun.
And how would that be enforced? How would you make sure that gets enforced and becomes into law?
I'll take the shot card.
Okay, well, we just want to make sure that we have legislation that makes sure that the gun show loophole is closed. Because, as I said earlier, as I stated earlier,